All right, let's wind our way through these highlights. The Rangers took the lead in the bottom of the first against Danny Herron. DeLucci walked. Michael Young then reached on an error on a tough chance by Mark Ellis at second base on a tough hopper. And then Mark Teixeira delivered a sac fly. Hank Blaylock walked, and the red-hot Soriano was up next. 1-0 Texas, bottom of the first and second. And Herron's pitch is driven to deep right center field. Kotsay going back. He's not going to get it, and that ball will one-hop the wall. One run is in as Young scores. Blaylock right behind him. He will score easily on a booming double to right center by Soriano, and now 3-0 Texas. If you walk guys in this ballpark, you pay the price.
First hit of the inning, the Rangers have 3 runs.
The A's would mount their comeback, first of all, in the top of the second against the right-hander Chris Young. Leadoff walk to Hatterberg. Then after a couple of strikeouts, Nick Swisher continued a torrid run. And with the runner going, the pitch is driven to deep right. Hidalgo back. He's going to watch, and it is gone into the lower deck in right field. The 13th home run for Nick Swisher, and the A's are on the board. 3-2 Texas. A's would take the lead in the top of the third. Jason Kendall leading off. Took one for the team. Was hit by a pitch. After Kotsay flied out, Crosby singled, and Chavez was next.
Here's the 2-2. And it's hit into the air into short left center field and not deep enough, I don't think. Young going out and makes the catch, drops the ball over his shoulder, and Kendall will score. And I can't tell you why Kevin Mensch didn't wind up with that ball. Even if Young is calling for it, Ray, Mensch is coming in. It's his ball to wave Young off.
Absolutely, especially as high as the ball was hit. And with the wind blowing, Mensch had enough time. He was there. But at the last instant, he could have called off Young. He could have peeled out of the way and maybe catch. So good break for the A's. And a nice hit for Eric Chavez.
So it's a 3-3 game. Runners at first and second, still only one out, and Hatterberg the hitter.
And Hatterberg would single, bringing up Bobby Kelty.
Outfield deep and fanned out for Kelty, and the pitch is slapped up the middle. Base hit to center field. Crosby scores. Chavez right behind him. He will score. Stopping at second base is Hatterberg on a 2-run single by Bobby Kelty, and the A's have come back from 3 down to take a 5-3 lead.
Great opposite field, up the middle hitting in this inning. Great approach by the A's. Crosby to the opposite field. Chavez opposite field. Hatterberg to left field. And now Bobby Kelty right back up the middle. What a great approach.
The A's would then make it 8-3 in the top of the 5th inning. Chris Young facing Bobby Crosby leading off, and Crosby singled. He was the last batter that Young faced. So Erasmo Ramirez came on. Chavez flied out. Hatterberg singled. Kelty popped out. Dan Johnson was up. Lefty against lefty. So 2-2, 2 out, 2 on. The A's lead by 2 in the 5th. Ramirez kicks and deals. Breaking ball, looped into short right. That's going to fall for a base hit. And Crosby's around third. Here's the throw to the plate, and the tag is too late. Crosby scores on a blooping single to right by Dan Johnson. Hatterberg goes to third, and now a 3-run lead. It is 6-3 Athletics. The red-hot Nick Swisher was next. So Johnson will be off on the 3-2 with 2 away. And here's the pitch. Swung on, stroke to right center. Base hit, might get through. Hatterberg can walk home. Johnson is around second, going to third. Hidalgo plays it back, and they're going to try to score Johnson. The throw by Soriano airmails the catcher. Goes back to the screen. So Johnson scores, and Swisher winds up at third. And the A's get 2 out of that, and now it's 8-3.
And Wash put up his hand to stop Dan Johnson. I think when Dan was running, saw the hand go up, assumed he was going to be sent, and it worked out.
So that's 4 RBIs tonight for Nick Swisher. 7 in the last 2 games. It's 8-3, 3 runs in the frame. Swisher wound up at third. Double, 2 RBIs, E4. And meanwhile, Danny Herron, after allowing those 3 runs in the bottom of the first, faced the minimum over the next 4 innings, allowing just 2 singles, but the A's got 2 double plays. But Herron would have a tough 6th inning as the Rangers would try to come back. Leading off, David DeLucci singled, and Michael Young came up. 3-1. First base side of the rubber. And Herron's pitch is drilled to right center. Kotsay going over, won't get it. It's 5, and that goes to the wall. DeLucci's at second, now going to third, rounding third. He will score on a double to right center by Michael Young. And now 8-4 Athletics. And then Mark Teixeira already with 25 home runs, 1 and 2. Heron, first base side of the rubber. Here's the pause. Check back at second in the 1-2 pitch. It's a fly ball, right field, deep. Swisher going back. He's at the track, at the wall, and it's gone. And that was the wind tunnel, right field, lower deck effect in Arlington. A 2-run fly ball home run to right field by Teixeira. And now we've got a ball game. A's 8, Texas 6. The next hitter was Blaylock. He was robbed by Mark Ellis, and that was it for Heron. Kiko Calero came on and got the A's through that bottom of the 6th inning with no further damage, although 2 singles and a walk loaded the bases, but Barajas slide out for the final out. But the A's would need every run they could possibly get tonight, and they were able to get 3 in the top of the 8th inning. Ron Mayhay had come in relief of Ramirez and was pitching well, but he allowed a single to Dan Johnson leading off in the 8th. A brief bobble on a ground ball to third by Blaylock on Swisher's ball, and Blaylock settled for the out at first with Johnson going to second. So with 1 out, a runner at second, Kevin Grabowski was summoned from the bullpen to face Mark Ellis as Grabowski was making his American League debut. And the delivery, and it's lined to right center, base hit. Johnson had to wait. Now turning at third, he will score as Ellis, a line shot to right center for a base hit. The 9th run for the A's. 9-6 Athletic.
Welcome to the new club.
And one of the heroes of the night, Jason Kendall. 0-1 is the ground ball down the third base line, fair, rolling in the corner. Ellis around second. He's going to third. The ball rattles around right down the line, and so Ellis is going to come all the way around and score, and Kendall's going to third, and the throw is too late. Jason Kendall, a bouncing triple down the left field line, 10-6 Athletic. And then the Rangers brought the infield in for Mark Kotze's at bat. 10-6 A's. 2 runs in the frame. The batter Kotze. Grabowski deals, and it's a shot, 1 hop right through Soriano into right field. Kendall can walk home, and now it's 11-6. Now the infield was in, but that ball was blistered, and it's ruled a base hit.
And it should be, as hard as it was hit with the infield in, and I'm glad for Mark Kotze that he got a base hit out of it. He hit the ball hard.
Here comes Hershiser.
He made 4 pitches, Ken. 3 bullets.
In the bottom of the 8th inning, Ricardo Rincon was pitching for the Athletics, facing Richard Hidalgo with 2 out and 1 on. Now a ball ripped into left in the corner off the bat of Hidalgo and deep, and that ball is gone. The dead left field, Richard Hidalgo, a 2-run homer. On the first pitch he sees in the bottom of the 8th inning from Ricardo Rincon, and now it's 11-8.
Ken Maka left Ricardo Rincon in to face. A couple of pretty good right-handers, and Soriano and Minch got them to get ground outs, but then hung one to Hidalgo.
And he's going to Duxer right here. Duxer got the last out of the 8th when Matthews popped out, but in the bottom of the 9th inning, Duxer would try to take this to the house, but it wasn't easy. Barajas led off with a single. David DeLucci walked, and then the potent bat of Michael Young came to the plate. Right now in big trouble in the 9th. 2 on, nobody out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Young. And here's the pitch. Swung on line, left field line in the corner, fair. Barajas around third to score. Going to third is DeLucci. They'll hold him there on a double by Michael Young, and now it's 11-9. Teixeira struck out. Blaylock bounced to first with DeLucci scoring. Young going to third. The potential tying run was 90 feet away with Soriano facing Duxer, and here was the denouement. 1-2. What does he throw here?
Fastball up and in. Throw him a good fastball up and in. You don't get him, come back with a hook.
Duxer back to the rosin bag. Very humid here, just trying to get a good grip on the baseball.
I don't think they'll go in.
1-2. 2 out, 9th inning, 11-10 A's.
Yes, he is.
And here's the pitch to Soriano. In the dirt, gets away from Kendall. Down the line is Young in the dive, and he is out at the plate. Kendall made the tag on Young, tried to score. The ball game is over on a play at the plate. The A's win it 11-10.
And Jason Kendall was not going to throw the ball to Duxer. He took it himself, put his body in front of it, and got it. What a play. Wow. And the umpire stayed right on top to make sure held onto the ball and called him out. And Jason, he was going to give his body up. He didn't care. He threw it right in front of Michael Young. What a way to end a ball game.
That is an all-timer. Nice call, Ray. I said the dive. The dive, I want to be clear, the dive was by Kendall diving to the plate as Young was trying to slide in, and Kendall was able, as Ray described it there, to get the final out as the A's beat the Rangers 11-10. A very tough, hard-earned save for Justin Duchscher, and he'll be guesting with